From Docusign, this is End Customer Provisioning for ISV Embed Partners. I'm Larry Kluger, Product Manager for ISV Features. Our ISV Embed partners seamlessly include Docusign eSignature as a core part of their products. An embedded solution enables ISVs to offer their customers the power of Docusign without requiring a business relationship between the customer and Docusign. For ISVs, this means quicker deployment, better user experiences, and enhanced customization. This type of business model is also called an OEM relationship. In this case, Docusign is an OEM supplier to its ISV embed partners. Throughout this video, when I use the term ISV, I'm referring to an ISV embed partner. The ISV's end customers may also have a direct business relationship with Docusign to cover other types of agreements not managed by the ISV or their application. Docusign also has many general ISV partners. In those cases, both the ISV and Docusign have their own business relationships with the customer, and the ISV's product is configured to work with the customer's existing Docusign accounts. In this video, I'll cover 4 topics for ISV embed partners: configuring their Docusign eSignature accounts and organization, provisioning a new end customer, automating provisioning, and enabling product demonstrations. Docusign ISV embed partners use eSignature accounts that are specially configured as ISV embed accounts. These accounts all show a banner to remind the user that the account can only be used to view agreements. Agreements can only be sent via the ISV's application. In addition, only the ISV's application can be used with the account. ISV embed partners have an eSignature account that is the main account for their application. They also have a Docusign organization for their application. In the organization, their main account, is the default account for the organization. In the Docusign Organization Administration app, the main account will have the default account label. Each of the ISV's end customers will have their own account within the organization. Each end customer has their own account, even if the end customer is just a single person. It is very important that the main account is also the default account for the organization. The main account has 2 roles. It serves as the model account for creating the end customer's accounts, and it manages the integration keys, also known as the client IDs, used by the application. In practice, most ISV embed partners will replicate this pattern 3 times. First, in production. Second, in the development system, demo, a configuration is used to demonstrate the application to potential end customers. This system can also be used for automated testing. A third configuration, also in the demo system. This configuration is used by the ISV's engineering and product development teams. If desired, ISVs can create additional configurations for staging releases, canary versions, and so forth. Here are the one-time steps for configuring your system. Number 1, create an ISV embed account. If a self-service option is not available, then ask your Docusign technical contact for assistance. 2, name the account after your application and include main in the name to make it easier to locate amongst all the accounts in the organization. You can update the name via the admin application. 3, in the admin application for the account, create your organization. Name your organization for your company name. If you have multiple applications, they should all use the same single Docusign organization. And 4, confirm that your main account is the organization's default account. 5, enable your organization to clone accounts. If a self-service option is not available, ask your Docusign technical contact for assistance. Number 6, check that you can clone accounts by opening the administration app to the organization's accounts page. In the Actions menu, look for the Clone Account action. Number 7, claim your company's email DNS domain. This step is not required but is recommended to eliminate user activation and consent steps for the ISV's employees. Number 8, in the organization's domain setting panel, configure it to automatically activate memberships and suppress activation emails. Number 9, in your main eSign account, create and configure the integration key for your application. If you have more than one application, create a different integration key for each one. Use the Go Live process to create an integration key in your main account in the Docusign production system. Number 10. Back in the organization administration app, use the Connected Apps feature to provide automatic consent to your staff. This is an optional step to eliminate an application consent step for your staff, for the ISV staff. That's it. Let's see how to provision a new end customer. In this example, we'll add our new end customer, Bob's Buicks. Here are the steps. Number 1, provision the end customer within your application itself. Number 2, clone your main account to create a new eSignature account for the end customer, in this case, Bob's Buicks. Number 3, use the admin application to configure the new account, including connect webhook configurations. The account's branding settings can be updated to use your end customer's logo and brand colors. Next, for each end customer employee who will send agreements, number 1, provision the end customer employee as a user within your own application. Number 2, use the Docusign administration app to add the end customer's employee to their eSign account. Each user is configured with their name and their business email. Adding the employee's photo is a very good idea if you can. Agreements are signed faster when the signing request email includes a photo. You can also configure departmental users such as finance at the end customer's domain. Remember that the email address must work for receiving emails. And number 3, update the user record in your application to record the Docusign account ID and user ID for the person you just added. Remember that both of those are needed to use the JWT authentication. The new end user will receive an account activation email from Docusign. After they have activated their Docusign account, the new end user will also need to provide consent to your application. You can send an email with the consent link to the new user or provide the consent link when the user first logs into your application. Automating provisioning. You can fully automate the Docusign provisioning process that we've just described and include it within your application's own provisioning in user management systems. To clone a new account for the end customer, use the Admin API. Use the eSignature REST API to update the account settings to fit your application's needs. The Admin API is also used to create the end customer's users as new users within the eSign account. Enabling product demonstrations. Many prospective customers will want to try out your application before they finalize their purchase decision. You can use the production Docusign system for this use case, especially when legally binding agreements are needed for the demonstration or trial. When example agreements are okay, the Docusign demo system can be used to save the cost of sending production envelopes. For this type of demonstration, use the Docusign demo platform configuration that you created, including the email DNS domain claim. For ongoing development, create a new configuration also on the Docusign demo system. This configuration can either not claim a domain or can claim a subdomain, for example, dev.domainname, to enable automatic activation of your staff who have email addresses in that subdomain. That's it. Check out the Docusign Developer Center's ISV Embed Partner section for a lot more information. Thank you very much for your time.